Ladies and gentlemen, bring yourselves into episode number 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to do me a favor because the party's beginning. The party is here.
Oh my goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode, Waren, number 6 already.
Number 6, baby. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Brian, I'm liking the shirt, by the way. It's looking mighty. Is that a V-neck?
It's a V-neck, baby.
It's a baby V-neck.
Oh, it's a little baby V-neck. Yeah, it's not like a long drip, as they say. But it's
You know what I'm excited for, man?
What's
is
that?
After you use those tips from our last video for the chest day.
Oh, baby.
I want you to wear the deep V-neck. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, once I get that little diamond going, especially too, I might even take some scissors and just cut it straight down.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna be great.
I want you to rip it up.
Baby. Warren, can I please? I know the fans love it. I need to get a little, get a little bicep check, please.
You're right now already?
I need just one of them. Just whichever one you want.
I gotta be honest with you. I haven't trained in 2 days.
Oh.
Cheat day was yesterday.
Gotcha.
Before that, I was busy. Okay, so I'm gonna give you one. This is unpumped.
All right.
Unedited. You know what I mean? Here we go.
You saw it here first, chat. You saw it here first.
So we're gonna go with Mount Midoriyama first. That's number 1.
Oh my god.
Right. We got Mount Midoriyama.
Oh baby.
Right. Lastly,
you're gonna hit with both. Oh my!
You know what I mean?
I need somebody to call the sexy, please. I need you to call him right now. Oh my gosh!
I don't have deodorant on. It's about to be a sweat fest in here, right?
Well, I'm glad this is virtual. I'm glad this is virtual then, because fuck, man. All right.
Yeah, you do not.
Warren. All right, listen up, guys. We have our very first guest on the show today.
Special episode, man.
Special
episode to us.
Yes. He is a good friend of mine. Actually, I've known. MuscleMac is his name. I've known him for, we were talking about since like about 2012, 2013, so quite a while. He's a great guy. He's very, very into the fitness industry, and he's a streamer as well. He loves gaming. So we thought, why not bring him on? He's a great guy. Best of both worlds. So without further ado, I want to switch it over. Let's introduce Mr. MuscleMac himself. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
Hello.
Yo. Mac.
You guys look beautiful. Wow.
Hey, you're looking better, baby. You're looking better.
The bicep peaks, man, they really got me. I'm not gonna lie.
Now here's the thing, right? I did my homework. I looked you up before the actual podcast, and I knew that if I didn't do some push-ups before the podcast, I knew that you would outshine me. So I said, listen, I gotta step it up here. You know what I mean?
Get a pump.
Yeah.
I threw my back out earlier this week, so I was laughing because it's been all week since I worked out. I literally threw my back out getting out of the leg press machine in my garage.
Oh no!
Not even working out, man. I was just getting out of the machine, and my back just went. And now at the end of the day, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, what just happened? That's what happens when you get old. Don't get old.
Yeah, once you get over 30, Warren's approaching. Let me tell you
I'm
that.
right there. I'm closing in.
You're
baby.
closing in.
2 years. Yeah.
How are you? 29?
So I'm 27 right now.
Okay,
and I turned 28 in October. So that's it's slowly approaching. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Brian, how old are you?
I'm 31 now, man.
Okay.
31 and a dad.
But you guys are young bucks.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. When I met Brian, when I found out his age, I'm like, there was something about him that I knew that I was attracted to. I think it was the DILF. You know what I mean? The DILF.
Yeah.
He's done.
Like, wow.
Yeah, I'm the King DILF, man.
Quite the hunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He definitely is.
Yeah, we love that.
We're happy to have you on the show. You are our first official guest, man, and this is a really big deal for us, bro.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys for inviting me. I'm super stoked to dive into this and talk about it. So.
No, seriously, man. Seriously. So we wanted to start off, man. We wanted to kind of get to know you, kind of get to know where you're from, how you got started streaming. And, we want to start off from there and then get into the fitness world here in a second, too.
Yeah, 100%. So I'll just give you a brief rundown of myself, right? So I was originally born Klamath Falls, Oregon, small country town. Went to school at the University of Oregon. I ran track and field. Shout out to the Ducks.
Go Ducks.
Ran track and field. Then I moved up to Portland after track because I wanted to actually go try to compete and get on with Nike, right? That's awesome. Move up to Portland. Long story short, things didn't work out. Long list of injuries. We could do a whole podcast on my list of injuries, right? But we don't got to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested, though. Yeah. Some guy who's in the medical field is like, I want to know the injuries.
He's like, let me get my notepad out real quick.
Both shoulders, elbows, both knees, both feet, broken pelvic bone. I mean, we could go on.
Wow.
Concussions. Wow. Anyway, so go up to Portland, start working at GNC, and that's how I met Brian. So
Wow.
meet Brian that way, and then kind of in more recent history, well, again, this is 2013, 14-ish, 15, somewhere in that ball, 13.
Mm-hmm.
I get a job offer to go down and work for Apple Inc., Apple Computers in Cupertino, California. Never lived in California. Decided to just move down by myself, do my thing, and explore the world. And here we are. And
Wow.
I actually, moved up the ladder and doing my career job. And I actually had the opportunity to move back to Oregon. So now I'm located in Central Oregon in Redmond. So it's good to be back home.
Awesome, man.
But
That's awesome, man. That is so
I gotta
awesome.
say
It's good
too,
to be
Danny,
back.
is that I'm from Oregon as well. Obviously, that's how Danny and I met. And I currently live in Idaho now, and it's not bad. I do like Idaho, but I will say where Danny's at now, that Central Oregon, it's just beautiful there. It's such a good place to be, and it's awesome. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place.
It's unbelievable. And so what's funny is I accepted this job sight unseen. And I just knew it was in Central Oregon. And the last time I was here was for my state high school football playoff game.
Oh, wow.
And so I accepted this job sight unseen, packed the wife, the kid, because I just have my kid. He wasn't even 1 yet.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Me, the wife, the two old dogs get in the car and we drive back to Central Oregon, right in the middle of nowhere. And the whole time we're driving, man, my eyes are just like saucers. I couldn't believe, like, as soon as we got to Bend, how big Oregon's grown. And because last time I was here was 2008.
That's right. Yeah, you were gone for like,
wow, that's incredible. That was during the recession, yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it's everything's just boomed. But it's great here, and I'm getting slowly into my rhythm. I mean, as you can see, I'm in a blank room, right? Because we just moved in. So,
congrats on the new house, though, man.
Seriously, congrats.
You guys bought over there?
We actually rent. So we're renting because I didn't know where to go. So I had no idea what town I wanted to live. If I wanted to live in Redmond, Bend, Prineville, wherever I wanted to go. So we're just renting. And we actually, it's funny. We love this. We love where we're at right now. So we'll probably stay. But
a little rent to own. That'd be pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Who knows, man? So I live in Florida right now, the complete opposite coast. And I went to Oregon for the first time out of nowhere in February. I met this guy a year and a half ago. His name is Panda. And we became great gaming buddies. And now we're the best of friends. And he was just like, and I asked him, hey, Mike, I want to go over. I want to visit Oregon. He's like, well, come stay with me. Let's do it. So my wife and I, we took a trip. We went to Oregon for the first time, met up with the guy who I've been playing with for years. And we fell in love with Oregon, man. Oregon is a beautiful place. We had no idea how beautiful it was. I've never been to the West Coast besides Cali. So this was just great to see all the trees, the hills. I mean, brother, it is a beautiful, breathtaking experience.
Ain't nothing like Northwest.
Isn't it wild how strong relationships you can make by meeting people and playing video games with them online?
I mean, look at it. If you look up right here, you're going to see this guy, right?
If you look down right there. Right there.
Brian, how do we meet?
So listen here. So actually, Danny, here's how Waren and I met. So I was playing. I'm in my organization called Sure Shot, and there was this guy in there, younger guy, really cool guy. He goes by Mr. Fridays.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Fridays. And then so so my little story is that I started streaming in 2019. And I was very inconsistent, man. Like I fired up the stream like maybe once a month. Like I was nervous. I was a very nervous person, right. And I just wasn't comfortable yet with being in front of a camera and trying to be like, oh my god. Because even though you start your stream, I'm sure you guys feel the same way, and you're fired up. You're like, there's nobody watching you, but you feel like there's 1,000 people watching you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I was like, I wasn't into it. But anyway. Years went by and I started getting more into like building my computers and gaming. I was like, we need to get back into streaming, and I did it. My buddy Rick owns Sure Shot, and he put me in the org, and I met all these great people. And then Fridays he came in and him and I bonded pretty quick too. And then one night, Warren loves this story. So we're playing Call of Duty, and he's like, we all got done, and he's like, yeah, all right, man. Well, I'm gonna go and watch my favorite streamer. His name's MPX Player. I was like,
oh,
cool.
Man.
Oh, yeah, nice. Cool. Have a good time, man. He's like, yeah, you should check him out. And I was like, all right, I'll go check this guy out, right? And I go into this dude's stream, man, Danny. I go into his stream, and I'm like, in the first like 2 minutes, I was like, first of all, how much G Fuel did he snort? How many C4 cans did you drink? And it was the difference between a stream and a show. And Waren puts on a show, and that's why he is so successful. Same as you, MuscleMac. Same as you. Like, and I would hope myself too. Like, we don't try to just stream. We don't turn the camera on and play. We put on a show for people. And I think that that's what really grabbed me in with both of you guys, actually, because, you know, Danny and I didn't talk for a long time. And then I think I remembered seeing like one of your Facebook posts where you linked your stream, and I was like, no way. I was like, no way. I need to stop by. And same, man, when I went into your stream too, I was I remember that too. Cause I came in, and you were like, no, oh my gosh, Brian. We made the connection. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I keep, and I've told you this before, but I keep Twitch on Twitch, right? So, so I keep Twitch on Twitch. And that was the first time I posted to my Facebook that I do this, that I was like, hey, FYI guys, just if anyone's bored and you're on Twitch, come check this out. Like, I've been doing this. I had like, you know, maybe 1,500 followers or something, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, what, you stream? Like,
that's crazy. That was my reaction too. And I was glad that I came by, because it was good that we reconnected too, you know.
That month, funny enough, that month, and I still remember it, was the month I had like the most subscribers and everything, because it was all my friends being like, oh my god, you do this, and then
you just want to support you, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's insane. I actually, the way that friends have been finding me is through TikTok. I know it's weird, man, but like I've had 3 viral videos, and within those viral videos, I have had friends reach out to me from like different duty stations when I was in the Navy, and they were like, dude, you're MPX. And I'm like, well, first off, what? Like, I literally post on my Instagram, my Facebook, I'm always saying I'm going live, right? And you know, I guess just those posts just never reach them. You know what I mean? And it's just that one post it takes for people to come gravitate and be like, I had no idea you did this. Right. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. So
what do you post on TikTok? Do you just do clips of like Warzone, or what's your content you create for that?
So the way I do my content is, right now I'm only posting specific to Call of Duty Warzone content, right? So the way I try to do it is I try to post class setup videos of me hitting insane clips and showing off a gun, right? Funny clips, and I try to loop them. So I try to suck you in, and you feel like you're watching like a video. It's just like, oh my god, I can't stop watching. I didn't know that was a great loop, a really good loop. Yeah. Or number 3, I post IRL content where I use like a viral trending sound, and I try to relate it to you know, my niche, right, which is Warzone. So I do about 3 to 4 videos a day, and I just, you know, shove it out into the world. And one might hit, or none might hit, or the next day all of them hit. You never know. You really never know. But you have to try. And you know, posting once a day is just absolutely worthless. You know, you have to keep posting multiple times a day. So that's what I do.
Exactly.
That's funny you mentioned that, because the trying motto is so, and this is something I used to always tell people when they're getting into streaming, is you never know what's going to happen when you hit that go live button. So you could be streaming, hit go live. You could be streaming for 2 hours and nothing happened. 3 hours, get nothing. And you can just get raided by somebody. So like, one of my all-time favorite Twitch memories is I got done playing in a Warzone competition, and I go and make myself a milkshake. So I'm in my kitchen, and I put my headset down, and I never put my headset down. And I got raided by Noobs, who comes in with like, you know, 1,000 followers.
Oh my
gosh.
Noobs
is a top, you know, he plays with Huskers. He's a top Warzone streamer.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he raids me, and he follows me. He followed me before, but like, just that missed opportunity. I come back, and there's like 900 people.
Wow.
And I'm like, what happened? Like, it's just like things can turn like this, just so fast.
So what do you stream, by the way? So you said you played Warzone. Do you still play Warzone, or what do you use to stream?
So I still play Warzone. So I hopped in the competitive Warzone streams, or the competitive Warzone scene, I should say. A little background history on me is I used to play MLG Search and Destroy, and back in Modern Warfare 2 days and Black Ops, right? So Call of Duty's always been my niche, and I've never, and you know what's funny is I never got into streaming, and it's my biggest regret probably in my life is never starting, because I remember when Twitch first came out. and we would play people. And, you know, I see these guys now, like Nick Merckx, for example, right?
Mhm.
You see these guys who are huge.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dude, I used to play against you, like in Search and
Yeah.
Destroy, like back
Yeah.
in, like, it's just funny, you know, like
Crazy, yeah, crazy.
and so I wish that I would have started, but yeah. So obviously, when Warzone came out, I transitioned into playing Warzone. Before Warzone, I was playing Blackout, which is the other.
Oh, that was a
That was
That was like the
huge-
first,
Oh my god!
COD BR that was that really made it big. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was huge.
Mhm.
And what kind of got me into is literally everybody for years, even like what I was saying, when Twitch came out, people would tell me constantly, you need to stream, you need to stream, you need to stream.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't want to, like, because also playing video games for me is an escape.
Yeah.
So when I play video games, it's an escape. And obviously, I think this goes for a lot of people. It's an escape from your reality, in a sense. Like you're shutting off the outside world and you're focusing on this. You're focusing on the screen. You're playing. So that's one aspect, and the other aspect for me is competitiveness. So it's also a way for me to compete. So I'm old, right? I'm broken, but I have a competitive edge. So I like to compete as much as I can.
Yeah.
So when you put in video games plus competing, it's like just a perfect blend. And that's when I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start this streaming stuff and see how it goes. But I will be completely honest. The new Warzone, I think it's completely not. I don't want to say chalked, but I don't think it's as good as Verdansk. So it's been a hard time for me to like want to actually sit down and stream and play that video game and do all these kill races and compete with all these guys in a video game that I don't really necessarily like have the most fun with. I miss Verdansk so much. I literally like cried,
brother. We were, dude. So actually, at the end of our last episode, me and Warren were talking about that, and we said, you know how much money. Like say Activision came out with a pack, right? For 1 week, like Friday through Monday, and they said, all right, Verdansk pack back, and it's only $4.99. You know how many people, you know how many probably millions, if not billions of dollars that they would make? That I guarantee you, I'd say 95% of the COD player base would buy that and play for those 4 days. I would.
Absolutely.
I would.
1000%, yeah. Yep. I know plenty of content creators that would come back to Call of Duty who have left Call of Duty because Verdansk is gone. Now listen, I have played Caldera and I am not a fan. 1000% not a fan. I don't like all the hills that you got to climb up. It feels like it takes an eternity to climb up. Most of them, the map itself is absolutely massive. It is just not a fun time. Really not a fun time. But I started off playing Warzone, you know, Verdansk back in 2020 April, May timeframe. So about 2 months after it came out, I started really getting into it. So I have a huge nostalgia for it, man. Verdansk was where it all started for me. Right.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me not to see it back into the game. You know, but I fell in love with Rebirth Island, and that's where my main content is. And that's where I grew as a streamer because I loved it, you know?
Yeah. Rebirth's definitely a lot of fun. It's definitely fun. I like Fortune's Key. You know, I play those games sometimes for like warming up and, but yeah, I've been having a lot of fun playing those.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fast pace, a lot of kills, you know what I mean? And it's fun in that way, you know, you get better, right? Because you get put in these situations, and if you lose, well, you try again, you get back up in 13, 20 seconds, however long it takes, you know what I mean? So
I'll tell you what, Warren, as I scoop my pre-workout, guys, because I haven't had any coffee, anything, and these gentlemen...
what do you got over there?
Hey, hold on. Hey, real quick, just going to put a little scoop right there.
Well, listen, if you're not going to share with us, I'm going to be offended. I need to know what's going on.
Right?
All right, stand by.
Was that G Fuel?
No, baby. Oh, no, this is some real...
Are you double scooping right now? What are you doing?
Baby. Shh, don't tell anybody. But
you guys want... Look, I'm going to let you in on a secret right now, okay?
Okay.
And this is going to give you the best pumps in your life with any pre-workout.
Okay.
I'm excited for this.
Mix whatever your pre-workout is with beet juice.
Beet juice.
So pick whatever pre-workout you want, but mix it with beet juice, and you will have the fucking...
How much?
I cussed.
No, you're...
Rock hard pumps.
No, you're fine.
How much beet juice, though? Like, say...
I just mix it with the water, like whatever the water is, and I swear to God, man, and it's like it's more and more studies are coming out on beet juice, right? Yeah. And if you look at like a lot of like pre-workouts now are having beet juice powder in them. But
I wonder if this does. I'm actually gonna read this right now.
8 ounces of beet juice, man. I swear, like sometimes it like will hurt.
Really? Oh, that's how I love it. Those are the best kind of pumps. You know what I mean? When it hurts so good.
Yeah, I read this article one time, and it was about this. As soon as you bite into a beet, something like literally as soon as like the juices hit your tongue, it causes your body to like start creating like nitric oxide release or like something more
So
like
a vasodilator per se.
yeah,
right?
it was like a fascinating article, and I don't know who this guy was. It could have been just Joe Schmo writing it, and I could have been like, "Oh, great!"
Yeah.
But
this guy's on it.
Yeah, follow me for more.
Smart.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Huh, all right." And I remember I had my wife pick me up some beet juice, and I'm like, "Babe, I want to try this." And I did it, and I was like, "Whoa." Okay. And then I've been having all my other friends do it, and everybody's like, dude, what the hell? And I'm like, yeah, it's money.
I'm gonna try
I'm
it.
not gonna lie to you. I'm serious about this. I might buy some beet juice today. I'm
I
not
might
joking.
I might do
Give
the
it a
same.
try. I think obviously I think everybody's different, like in the sense of like some nitric oxide precursors work for other people better than others, but I don't know, like at least for me, I was like, okay, I felt a little bit different.
Oh yeah.
But also I'm a 2 scooper, 1.5 scooper. I like my
so you're a stimulant kind of guy, huh?
Yeah, my heart's about to explode, but it's all right.
Yeah. You know what's funny, man? I missed I don't get the jitters anymore. I really don't. And some people say they don't like the jitters, and I think that's fine. You know, everybody's different. But there's something about the jitters that make me feel alive. You know what I mean? That make me feel like I'm living, baby. I am feeling good. You know,
it might be on the edge, but it's still living.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I might have to go to the ER after this, to get my heart checked out. But damn it, I'm fucking living, baby.
Brother,
you know what I mean?
I would agree.
Awesome.
Well, I'd half agree, but so Warren and I actually talk about this because I like the jitters, but I don't like the skin crawly, fizzy skin. Oh, I hate that. I don't like that. I don't like that. But
when I was doing my powerlifting bodybuilding phase, I used to make my own pre-workout, and I would do black coffee.
That was scary.
Yeah, so I do black coffee, arginine, beta-alanine, agmatine sulfate. I just mix everything together, right? So probably terrible for me looking back. But I remember one time I took so much beta-alanine and my lip cracked.
Oh my gosh.
Tingling and so I was literally in the gym, my lip was bleeding.
Oh my gosh.
And it was stinging so bad from the beta-alanine. I was like,
wait. I think you put that on like your Instagram story, right?
I'm
pretty sure I remember seeing that.
Be healthy.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I think
I was like, I gotta cut it.
Wow. Yeah.
But now we're all about health. I mean, this is all shit I did when I was 25 years old and young and just trying to figure it out. Right now I'm 33 and I'm like, I work out harder and smarter and I eat better, and it's I wish I would have done that from the start, but you don't know it. You got to live and learn, man.
Yeah. And I'm sure your wife's happy. She kisses you. There's no blood on her lip from all the crack, beta-alanine.
Oh, we got beautiful.
Yeah.
Those things.
Good now.
Yeah. And I'm sure the beard oil helps with the nice lubrication. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, guys, I got a question then. Do you have like a bottled tubbed pre-workout that you guys go to? Because I do, and Warren knows this. I've like Danny knows too. We've all been through hundreds probably of different products, but I always go back to, which Warren said he actually used this quite a bit. We all know Daddy Jim Stepani, right?
Jim.
We all know Baby Jim.
Yep.
I don't know, brother. I think that, one, I'm a huge fan that he actually talks about. He's got like a YouTube series on all his products, and his pre-workout, the way that they cut the powder is so, sounds like we're talking about drugs here, but it's so fine and it mixes. There are zero clumps, zero anything.
Ever.
Yep. You mix this stuff you shake it for a couple minutes straight and it's just water, or, it's back to the liquid. Yeah.
So here's the thing about Jim Stepani. Jim Stepani, he changed the game back in 2015, 2016, because he was one of the first people to label every single ingredient per the dosage, per the milligram, per the gram, whatever it was in his pre-workout. And he said, listen, guys, all these proprietary blends bullshit, you guys are being ripped off because you don't know how much of anything you're getting. It is all bullshit. You need to stop. And I'll tell you what, these supplement companies, they took a fat dump on. I mean, they were like, oh my God, this guy's onto us and we need to change.
You know what got me too? Because I know you guys both know. So like, and for those of you that are listening or watching, and actually a lot of my stream chat knows, but like I have bad eczema and I have bad asthma. And one thing I really, really don't like is, I'd love to get my pre-workout, my subs, but the more that I take that has soy. I always say this wrong. It's either lecithin?
Lecithin.
That is one of the lecithin. Yeah, it's one of the. And Twiggy we were on stream and we were looking it up. And one of my other mods, his wife is like a nutritionist or something, and he went and grabbed her and she agreed. She's like, that is one of the worst things that you can put in your human body. And unfortunately, what that is in 90% of protein powders, pre-workouts, food. It's a filler that goes in like literally everything. So fortunately, this stuff does not have soy I can't say it. Soy L in it. Soy L. We're going to ahead and nickname it. But anyway, I've always found that like drinking that stuff or even finding like organic pea protein powder is like pretty good for me too, because it doesn't have that in there. It just does way better. But that's my personal thing. So for those of you that do have either like skin conditions or other health conditions that you find, taking, and that's one thing I remember asking Danny about when I first met him. I said, hey man, like I've got bad eczema. I said, what can I take here that doesn't like have all this crap in it that won't make my skin flare up? And he was great at getting me, some good products that I took that were really, really good.
And Danny, you look like the kind of guy that knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
First off, look around, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. I see that bicep vein, and it's prominent. Danny.
Oh, there it is. Baby.
They're not as big as yours, man. We're falling off a little bit, but
it's all right. Hey, listen, you got responsibility. I don't have any kids. You know what I mean?
I feel like
my back is good. What didn't you you hurt your back?
My arms can't even buy beer yet.
Yeah. Getting out of the leg press, man. It's tough.
Man. So I'll tell you what, man, I'm okay right now. But once again, when I hit those 30s, I might not be okay. I might be getting up from this gamer chair to go take a piss. And I'm like, oh my God, I just blew out my back.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Everybody used to tell me, they'd be like, man, it's coming. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm always going to be good.
Yeah.
I had a lot of injuries in college, right? And I fought through a lot of them, and I've rehabbed. I've done so much shoulder rehab. It's ridiculous, right? And as soon as I hit 30, it was like, okay, something's wrong today. And then 31, I'm like chalked. 32, I'm like wasted. And then now I'm like, okay. But no, we're still
me. This is me.
My mentality. It's so funny. So, and I told my wife this, and she probably gets so sick and tired of this, because I told her, I said, hey, look, when I get back into it, because I fell off the fitness stuff. So I basically took a break from streaming and fitness for like over a year.
Wow.
So I've actually just started getting back into fitness very heavily because I needed a mental break, to tell you the truth. I think, and we can dive into this a little bit later, but like after the COVID pandemic and after having a baby, I just needed a little mental break, man. I just got to just chill. So, but anyways, I tell my wife this as I get older. I said, I'm going to change my workouts. I'm not going to lift heavy. I'm just going to lift smarter, more repetitions, controlled weights. And then I get in the gym and I'm like starting to deadlift and I'm at 315. I'm like, 405, 495, 550. I'm like, you know what? And I'm like, there goes the whole mentality of lifting smarter.
Yep.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's like something clicks. Something clicks in your brain. It's like, I got to lift heavy. I got to go.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. For me, everybody's got their different motivation in the gym. Right? Everybody's got that, whether you want to look good naked, right? Whether you want to impress your loved one, whether you want to impress that girl that's right across the gym that you've never talked to a day in your life, right? Everybody's got that gym motivation. And I tell my wife, I'm like, babe, there's nothing that, gets me more pumped up whenever I'm, surrounded by good looking people, right? Like, buff dudes or like, super, super attractive women. I don't know what it is, but I'm just like, I want to lift heavy. You know? And I'm like, I don't know what happens, man. My game plan goes out the window. Everything goes out the window whenever I'm squatting next to somebody and they're trying to squat the same weight as me. And I'm just like, I can't let them outlive me.
Yeah.
I fucking do this. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, man, it's so hard to leave your ego at the door and just take care of play. No, I feel that, Danny. I feel that 1,000%.
I think my biggest thing is that when so my biggest thing too is that like when I go to the gym and it's at certain, I think at the end of the day though too, it's like you take all that stuff that you just said, Warren, about whatever your reason is, right? But then you get there and for me, it's like say I'm doing like an incline bench and I got those dumbbells and I'm laying back and I start to kind of press up and I look in the mirror a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, my traps are looking good, my buys are looking good, my chest is nice, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. Now I don't even care if there's anybody here. I just got my music in, and I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. And we're just that's my inner peace, so to say. Is like it's kind of like you said, Danny, about streaming. it's same with the fitness industry, and that's why we're trying to combine these two together, because at the end of the day, whether it's your computer at home or your gym, those are your sanctuaries to kind of get away from the day-to-day stress. And I'll tell you, man, because you guys know too, I'm a musician. I've been playing guitar for a long time and a lot of other things, but music is just one of the last organic things that we actually have on Earth, which is crazy to think about. But when you go in there and you put your headphones on or your earbuds and you just got some good jams and you're lifting heavy and it's very, very therapeutic, and it's so good for you too. It's so good for you.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I so blending the streaming and exercise things. So I dabbled actually in doing the fitness streams, right? And
Oh,
the
really?
working out streams. So I'm all, and this is back when the fitness and health category just came out. There's like 4 people doing it. So I was like, whatever, I'll do it, man. I got a little webcam and I was in there and I was doing it on my phone for a while and figuring out. And then, you know, the streaming community and the fitness, it's a very unsaturated market right now. So I was going to say to you guys, I mean, if you're ever looking for more content, I don't think it would hurt to always try it, because your viewers will also appreciate it too. Because you forget at the end of the day, right? I mean, right, my name's MuscleMac, right? It's my Twitch or my Twitch and my Call of Duty name, right? You go just MuscleMac, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you like actually forget like how simple it is to like also educate people on like, hey, this is how you do a basic push-up. Hey, this is how you do, like, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
And it's and people actually come to your streams and they want to watch and learn. So, you know, I'm sitting there doing curls and people are like, hey, how come you're not arching? And it's just like, you're like, what do you mean you're not arching? Like, you should know. But it's like, oh wait, these guys don't know. Like, a lot of people don't know. And it's a very good platform, I think, especially to help people. And there's not a lot of trolls that actually go into that platform, and it's very fun. So I think if you guys ever want to explore that, you definitely should.
No, and I think it's great. I think it is amazing. I think it might be a little bit tough because I go to a public gym. I go to an LA Fitness. I think it'd be a little bit hard for me to position my phone and for them to watch me. You know what I mean? But I love the fact of like having a home gym. Like, that to me sounds so attractive, where I can just have everything, you know, downstairs in my garage, right? Where I have like a big deadlifting platform or something of like, you know, a big I can't even think of the word, right? Power rack. That's what it is. You know, a power rack where you can squat, deadlift, bench, and do all that, and you can have some basic cables. That to me sounds so attractive, and I would love to be able to stream that and interact with people, because that is an untapped market. You know, Nick Merckx even tapped in there. You remember that?
Yeah, that's right. He, on top of his gaming studio, he built that whole gym. But it's funny. So I wanted to talk about that real quick, because so Danny, so you know, I got the dad life now too, man. So you know, it's like, so my wife and I work opposite shifts. So I work day shift. I get up, you know, 4, sometimes 5, depending on when I start. I go to work, and then I get off at 2:30. My wife starts at 3. I drive home to our apartment. I get our daughter. She goes to work till 11 at night. And it's like, I can't bring a 5-month-old to the gym. And like we said, if you did, I'm kind of questioning your parenting skills if you brought your little baby to the gym. But anyway, the point is though, is like there's millions of people that are in our situation. So it's like, when you physically cannot even go to the gym, what do? That's the alternative. Like Warren said, you start your home gym. And I know Danny's got a pretty good one going. And so I'm actually starting that too. We're actually moving to a 3-bedroom apartment now. And so I'm actually going to make our 3rd bedroom like my office / home gym. I've got a bench on the way and a rack of weights so far to start. So
that's a great way to start, man. Honestly.
And so I wanted to ask Danny, are there any, like, what do you think, if you want to give our viewers or listeners some advice on, like, what are like, I'd say like maybe your top 5 essential, what do you have to have in a home gym at home for a home gym? What do you think you have to have?
Bands. Resistant bands are going to be the number one thing. So I love bands. For one, because you can work out at home, they don't take a lot of room. You put them, and then if you travel, you take your gym with you.
Good point. Yeah.
So whenever I travel for work, or if I go to paintball tournaments or I do whatever, I always bring my bands. Because you gotta get a little pump on, you know. You gotta, especially in the hotel room. But so for me, the home gym, the bands, and also not only just band exercises, but like a big thing that I'm a fan of is drop sets with the bands. So I did shoulders the day before I blew out my back, and every set after I did a shoulders, I would do lateral band raises, right? Not heavy, but just constant getting it going, right?
Right.
And I've definitely definitely love the constant tension that the bands will give you. When it comes to creating a pump, it's very great. Definitely feel like you're breaking down the muscle. The other thing that I would actually suggest, that's probably you guys are probably gonna expect, is a foam roller.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
a lot.
Okay.
So recovery, in my opinion, is the most overlooked thing in any across the board, whether it's competitive sports, fitness, anything.
I would agree.
So foam rolling to me, and again, I'm preaching this as I have a blown out back, right? But like, it's a good preventative maintenance.
He's gonna foam roll after this, I'm sure. Right?
Oh yeah, I'm going down there. And
He's like, "Where's my phone?" Okay, there it is. We're good.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
So yeah, you can do that anywhere. So the thing with the home gym is a lot of people don't have a lot of space, right? But at least if you're home and you can foam roll and you're foam rolling your muscles and you're rolling them out, you're getting blood to those muscles. It's better than just sitting on your ass and doing nothing.
Yep.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So those two I would say are definitely a great start. Because you can always go to the gym. So like when I want to max out and lift, my rack, it can hold like 1,000 pounds, but do I trust it with like heavy weight? No. I'm gonna go to like a real commercial gym where there's big weights. So I mean, if you have the room to put your equipment, that would be great. I sacrificed my whole garage and I said I'm putting a gym because I got to put a gym here because again, I wasn't going to the gyms during COVID. They were all shut down. And granted, I actually got a lot of my home gym stuff before COVID hit. I should resell it and make a lot more money.
Well, that's inflation, man. It's
right.
so funny, man. When COVID hit, my wife and I, we were looking for weights like mad people, right?
Yeah.
And of course, the prices were just inflated, because the demand was high.
Yeah.
I remember dumbbells. Dumbbells were double the price that they were usually, right? So 25-pound dumbbell, $25.
Jeez.
It was like $50. And I said, oh my God.
Ridiculous.
So, yeah, man. So it's actually funny you say bands. Bands actually saved us. Bands saved us. It saved us big time, man. It really, really did. Yeah. And what we did was we actually found these dumbbells where you could like slide on plates and adjust the plates as needed, right? You can go up and weigh. Yeah. And we bought this bench from Ross. It was a $30 bench. This thing was a piece of shit. But let me tell you something, baby. That thing lasted all quarantine, my man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
We resold that motherfucker when we got done with it. You know what I mean? We said, all right, somebody else needs it. We're going to go ahead and give it to them. But
hell yeah.
You got to make do with what you got. You know, and that's the most important thing, man. We really did.
Yeah. Staying consistent, kind of just making sure you're getting it into. And also, too, a lot of people forget about the good old push-ups, sit-ups, running, jumping jacks, burpees. Like it's air squats, lunges. And you don't need weight for that. I mean, you could do calf raises I could do a calf workout and might just be toasted with zero weight.
That's incredible.
And, people forget about that. And, but yeah, I will say that the home gym has been my saving grace, right? Because there's something about like I love going to the gym in a sense of like being like you said, being around other folks, being around other like the atmosphere is great.
Yeah.
But there's also something to be said about when you go into a dark garage and the lights are off and you just put your hoodie on and you're blasting music, right? Man, you can get some you really focus on yourself.
Yeah.
That's my zen, and it's funny because my wife always comes in because I listen to heavy metal. When I work out, it's very intense.
I love it.
I'm very intense. And my wife will open up the garage door. I'll have Slipknot blasting or Behemoth or something like the devil, right? And I'm not a devil worshiper or anything, but the music I listen to will make you fucking think otherwise.
Yeah.
So she walks in, she's like, "Oh my God, it's so just dark in here."
Yeah. Yeah, like where's all the candles lit and like a little seance circle and like
oh my God, what was that? Why is it echoing? Oh my God.
But it's like my element.
I'm in trouble.
So like
I'm in danger.
When I started doing like the workout streams and I was bringing Twitch into doing my workouts, it was great. I was getting like sometimes I'd get 40 viewers, people watching me work out, but I was losing that grounded connectivity of like, this is for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like I would not really get a good workout. And it was like, I'd get done and I wouldn't feel like relaxed and energized at the same time. Cause it's like, I don't know about you guys, but when I get done streaming, I'm mentally just depleted sometimes.
Yes.
Drained.
Yeah.
Because it's you're talking, you're putting on a show, you constantly you have the stress of like performing good.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like sometimes there'll be like 2 people in there, but it feels like 1,000.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're watching, and it's just it's like that extra pressure. It's almost like after I get big raids, like the other day I'm playing with one of my buddies, and he gets raided by Breadman.
Wow!
Oh wow,
that's huge.
So me and him are just playing duos, and I boot up my stream. It was my first stream here in this house, and I literally, this is what I was saying. I titled my stream like, "Do not sub, do not gift. I'm not back. I'm not returning."
I was in that one.
Chilling.
I remember that.
Yeah, all I want to do is just relax, chill with my buddy, just stream, talk to a couple of my regulars who come in the chat. Hey, how you been? La 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 la. And he gets raided by Breadman with like 1,000-something people, and I got nervous because I'm like, dude, now Breadman, the top Warzone player, his community is watching my buddy who's watching me.
Yeah.
And when he dies, they're spectating me on his stream, and I'm gonna look like an idiot if I do bad. And I was
like, I better not fuck up.
I was like, this is awful.
No fucking pressure. But hey, just don't look like a fucking idiot out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, no pressure though. No pressure. Yeah,
man, that's crazy,
awesome,
dude.
Though, man. That's awesome. Because listen, let me tell you something, man. I think the biggest raid I think I've ever gotten was from my friend. His name is Rallied. He sent me a raid of like 300 people, and I almost shit myself. I've never had more than 40, 50 people at once. And it was just
Rally, the Warzone player, Rally?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So Rallied is, he's actually the #1 solo player in the world right now. You know what I mean? He's doing really, really well.
I didn't know
he's so good. Cool. He's so good. And me and him, we've been friends ever since, man. But it's opportunities like that for you to meet people and establish good relationships that can eventually change your entire streaming career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could just take 1 second. 1 second, just like that raid that you ended up getting right from Noobs. It's insane, man. It is absolutely insane.
Well, you know how I met Noobs. This is funny. So one night I made my stream title. I said your favorite Warzone player uses VPN lobbies and cheats.
Oh,
that was my stream title, right? Because this is back in Verdansk days where like the VPN was like. Are you guys familiar with like VPN lobbies?
1,000%.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is back before like people were like talking about VPNs and streamers were hiding it and they were getting in low bot lobbies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I put that in my stream title, and Noobs comes in, right? And he goes, "I don't use VPN." And I said, "Bullshit, you don't. Why are you lying to me?" That's the first thing I said to him, right? And I was just like, "You're lying." I was like, and we just kind of joked, and then he followed. He ended up gifting like 50 subs or something ridiculous too.
Right.
And
wow.
So we were like, we just kind of hit it off. But it's just funny who you'll meet, man. Like I met Young. So one of my good buddies now is his name's Young Gun, and he's a full-time musician streamer on Twitch, right? That's what he does. Cool. Yeah, and he plays guitar, and it's just crazy like how you meet these folks, and you'll never know like who you can run across. So like that's cool. Really? Just talking to you, MPX, you're like, oh, I my buddy Rallied. I'm like, you're friends with Rallied? Like, oh my god, I've played against him. Like, I know exactly who that is.
Yeah. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy because that's the only person that I genuinely know who's bigger, or who's a lot bigger. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's cool because the way that I did it, and I'll tell you my secret was my wife always knows that I was really good at the game. Mm-hmm. And I told my wife, I was like, babe, can you do me a favor? I want you to go on Twitch and find playing with viewers, whoever's playing with viewers, right? And that was the sub, the not the sub thing. It was like the tag that they had for their stream. Mm-hmm. And Rallied, it just so happened to be his viewer day. And I waited in line for 2 hours to play with him.
Wow.
And when I played with him, it was 1:30 in the morning, my time.
Jeez.
And I was not playing my best. I actually took a scoop of some Little G Fuel just to wake the fuck up because I was like, I don't want to look like a fucking idiot. I waited 2 hours for this. And I impressed him so much on that night with, number one, my gameplay, the way I was interacting with him. We were kind of laughing. And from that day on, we were just good friends.
That's awesome.
It's incredible how just like looking for, that's how I did it. I was just looking for anybody who just like I could communicate with, anybody who I could try to, put my name out there for, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, I know I have the stuff. I just have to get my name out another way, try a different avenue. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did, man. And it's been a life-changing experience just like that.
It's incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I mean? Yeah. And it's so I know Warren knows this, and I think Danny knows a bit too. But so I'm kind of the black sheep here. Obviously I love Call of Duty. I really do. I've grown up on it. Same, I started playing. My first game actually was Big Red 1, and that was back in like I think 2008. 7
back in the day. Yeah.
Back in the day, right? So I've been through COD ever since, and I still love it. But so I'm considered now a variety streamer, right? So I actually don't even stream. I think the first time I streamed COD the other day was doing your customs, Warren.
Yeah, it was. You play with me.
Yeah.
Customs, and I get invited.
Oh brother, shoot! We gotta let you know. Hey, tonight on Mr. MPX_player stream, we'll be doing some customs. Yeah.
These customs are. Oh my god!
I don't have fun.
So
I'll tell you that. I do not have fun.
So sweaty.
Yeah.
I mean, they are insane. Yeah. So I think competitive Warzone players would like it because people, I would say maybe half the lobby has a competitive KD of over 2. You know what I mean? And then the other half probably is between that 1 to 2. You know what I mean? So nobody's really low. Yeah. And you really have to stand your ground because it just gets so sweaty.
Yeah, brother. It's tough to stick with. It's tough to stick around in those. And it's hard too because like for people like me, especially if I'm streaming and I play in your customs, I'm usually out. Like I'm usually within those first 10 teams that get knocked out. It's like you don't want to just sit there and spectate the rest of that game. You're gone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, do I sit there and wait? Do I, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard for me as a streamer to do that. And it's not obviously a reflection against you. It's just no matter who you go. When someone does customs and you're a streamer and you get knocked out, what do you do? It's like if you want to keep playing with that streamer, you sit there and you vibe with your chat for a bit, or you go play something else. But anyway, the point is even when I was playing COD myself, I loved it. I still do, and I'm actually really, really excited for Modern Warfare 2. I hope you are, Danny. I know Warren and I are. We're really excited for that.
I'll be back for that one.
Definitely, same here. I'm going to be streaming. I love the campaigns. I can't wait to grind some multiplayer. I love that. But talking about big streams being rated by is so my 2 biggest things now on my channel, and I want to touch on this for those of you that are listening and that are not in the COD world. It's funny, man. I love Flight Simulator. I have been playing. I actually bought the newest one, which is Microsoft Flight Simulator 10, and I bought that when it came out 2 years ago, and I've always played it. But I've always played on my Xbox controller. And then, like, I think it was like a couple months ago, I was like, you know what? Because then Top Gun Maverick came out, and they had a DLC now that's still there, and it's just it's so cool, man. It's so cool. They got the soundtrack, and I was like, you know what a better time to get back into this game. And like because we touched on like big things that happen, right? So it's okay, I'm gonna jump on this train, and I took a big risk because I was only playing, which is my other half is like mil sims, so like Ready or Not and Ground Branch. It's like that slower room clearing tactical stuff, which has a big community as well. I was like, I got to take this risk. I did it. So I fired it up. I was playing on my Xbox controller because that's all I had. And, it still worked, but it was really, really fun. And I loved it. And then that's when I was still on paternity leave. And I was constantly talking about getting a HOTAS, which is like, the stick and throttle. So my wife for Father's Day, because it was my first Father's Day this year, she surprised me on stream. She comes in and she has this huge ass box. And,
awesome.
and I'm like, what? No fucking way. And she bought me a HOTAS. I got it right here. I play with it all the time. But it was funny because diving into those, taking big risks, it's like that's what's helped my channel grow tremendously. Because I'm not a big I'd say I'm pretty solid at the game. I'm getting better at Call of Duty. It's funny though, because Warren knows I've always been a mouse and keyboard player. And then I was like, dude, I can't compete up close, man. If you don't have aim assist, dude. Yeah, so I hopped on the controller game. I'm getting used to controller again, but the point is though, is like I love to play my mil sims, and so I was playing Ground Branch, and it's like a military slower tactical shooter, right? And I don't know if you guys know who he is, but I got rated by a guy named Lucas Botkin, and he is he's the owner of T-Rex Arms. He's so basically
nice.
Yeah, they make plate carriers, stuff for the military and law enforcement gear and all that stuff. He's got a very big company, and he's a big presence on Instagram and YouTube, and he's got a big channel. And so I've known about him for years and years and years. And it's funny because you guys will get a kick out of this. I've always known Lucas because he streams on Twitch very rarely, but he does, right? And he's usually got a couple thousand people watching.
Yeah.
Because he has a couple million followers on his other platforms. But anyway, I saw him streaming like a couple years ago, and I followed him because he has the coolest name, right? His last name is Botkin, Botkin, right? And his tag on Twitch is Aim Botkin. So like aimbot. And I was like, that's such a cool, tag. But anyway, I was playing, and one night I just see the notification come up. It's like Aim Botkin, and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way this is him. He came in with like, over 300 people too. And then I was like, is this really him? And then he comes in and chats like, dude, it's me, brother. And I was like, no way. And so I established now a lot of my community is those people, a lot of vets, a lot of law enforcement. And I absolutely love that too. And we just vibe out. Yeah. And so just based on what you guys said too, it's just so cool how we meet people online. Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
Danny, I think you're muted.
Oh, Danny, you're muted, buddy. I think you got really excited.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There you are. You got really excited.
I was.
Yes,
you know why? Because I have a foot pedal. Do you guys use a foot pedal?
Yeah. I actually have one.
I don't have one. No.
Does yours? So for some reason, I can't change the key binding, but my foot pedal ties to B. So whenever I hit B on the computer, it mutes.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I can't. I've done the drivers to like change. I don't know. So anyway, I was typing in Botkin. I was saying I was searching this guy, and I was like, dude, that's badass. And I was like, that's
thanks, man.
so cool.
Yeah, he's got a big platform, man. And he rated me I think a month or two ago. With like awesome. 300, 400 people. It's crazy.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one last story, man. I actually met this person. This is actually really cool. This is one of the reasons why I love Call of Duty is because everybody kind of just has like this, everybody loves Call of Duty. Everybody's played it once in their lifetime. Even when you say you don't like it, you still go back to it, right?
Exactly.
So I always play with randoms. That's my thing. I love playing with randoms because I love interacting with people and I love meeting new people. I love it. I met this guy. His guy's name was 1776 United. And I was like, I have no idea who this guy is. And I was like, okay, we're just going to have a good time. We're just going to have fun. His name is Pew Pew Daily. That's his name, Pew Pew Daily. And you can find him on Instagram with that guy, right? Pew Pew Daily. So I played with Pew Pew Daily and I had no idea who this guy was. We were just having a good time. We were vibing out, I was helping him out. And all of a sudden he comes into my chat. He was just like, hey man, I had a really fun time playing with you. And I was like, oh man, thanks. And he was like, hey, I just told my buddies about you. They might stop by here in a second. And this guy, he owns his clothing brand, 1776 United. He stops by my stream.
Yes, sir.
And I think he gifted me 150 gifted.
Oh,
in one sitting. And he said, hey,
oh my gosh,
keep up the great work.
Wow.
And I've never seen that man ever again.
Wow.
We've stayed in contact on Instagram. Because he's got his own clothing brand.
That's
cool.
I
just think it is so cool. I said, you never know who you're gonna run into. You never know who
it's funny because I saw that on your channel and I'd asked Warren about that because I've been wearing because he knows too, I have a bunch of 1776 clothing too. Yeah. And my brother had got it for me and my wife's in the army. And so I'm all about that too. And I was like, dude, wait, how do you know them? And he told me that story. I was like, that's fucking awesome, man.
Dude,
that's so cool.
Badass. That's super cool.
That is
so
cool.
Just one of those things, man.
Yeah.
You never know. As long as you're having fun, you never know who you're going to meet.
Yep.
And I just love streaming for that, man. I really, really do. It's such a great time.
You never know what's going to happen when you hit that go live.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So Danny, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Warren.
So Danny, when's your next stream? Are you planning on like streaming again or full time again, or what's plans for the future?
Yeah.
So I'll give you a rundown. So I used to I don't want to say full-time streamer, but I was committed. I had a stream schedule for about a year and a half, 2 years or so.
That's incredible.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 p.m. every single night. I was there playing for dance, man. And I used to play, I was talking to other games, Dead by Daylight. And so it's funny because I started on Xbox and I originally was like, okay, I'm just gonna get a PC to stream Dead by Daylight on Xbox, and I'm just gonna play these things. And then I was like, well, I guess I'll try to run the game on PC, see how it runs. And the game ran way better. And I'm like, maybe I should look into PCs. And then I did the same thing with Call of Duty. I kept playing it on Xbox, but I was like, I'm gonna download Warzone. I'm
gonna
PC.
take a look at it.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it just my KD And of course, so this is funny. My KD is only like a 2.57 or something, right? If you look at like
it's very well above average, very well above average. Yeah.
But for the first like 6 months of Warzone, I was running around with rocket launchers and riot shields and claymores. Like I was trying to be funny.
You're one of those guys.
I was doing funny content. Like I was trying to do that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start fragging out. I'm gonna start like playing.
Actually,
yeah, and so it's really funny because everybody's like, dude, you're way better than a 2. And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, you don't understand. For literally like X amount of time, I was a complete troll in that game because I was just trying to have fun, right? And now I'm like a total sweat fest. Now it's like I'm going and I'm gonna win.
Yeah, locked in. Let's lock it the fuck in, baby. Let's get these kills. Yep.
We love that. When I stand up, it's disgusting.
Yeah. So to answer your question about the streaming, that's a funny thing because I have folks in my Discord community that are like, dude, come back. But it's a lot more hard for me to just do that because when I come back to streaming, I want to be set up with the schedule and I want to be productive.
I agree.
My big thing is I always keep it 100% real. I will never change who I am. And if there's days that I don't want to stream and I don't want to put on a fake face and sit here in front of a camera and act like I'm like having fun. It's just not me, like you got to keep it like real. And
I respect that a lot because there's a lot of people that do that. They're like, I don't care.
Go to their streams.
Yeah.
There's so many people you go to their streams and the guys will just be just not engaged and it's just like it's not welcoming. And something for me, like I'm very prideful on like mental health. And I'm very prideful on like engaging folks and,
I love that.
Wanting people to be like a comfort zone. Come to my stream. And so I don't want to be the sourpuss that's sitting there looking like I'm not welcoming.
Exactly.
And a lot of that, and it's getting better, right? I've accepted this new job. I mean, my job is fucking beyond stressful, right? At the end of the day, when I come home now, it's like
you don't want to turn the camera on. You want to relax. Yeah.
And I again, going back to being a dad, I work out sometimes 6:30. Sometimes I worked out the other night. I started working out, it was 8:30. And I know it doesn't sound late to maybe some of the young bucks that might be listening to this, but when you get up at 4 a.m., it is late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 5 a.m.,
dude.
it is late.
Well, same like I shared with you. That's my schedule too. When my company, I work for an electrical engineering company, and so when we have OT, it's not like a normal company where it's like, oh, hey, you start at 6 a.m. So instead of getting off at 2:30, go ahead and work an hour later at 3:30. No. They said no. Come in an hour earlier in the day. So I'm like, so instead of starting it at 6, now you start at 5. So I instead of getting up at 5, now I get up at 4. And so I totally get what you're saying. Yeah.
So and again, and my wife's very, very supportive of what I want to, if I want to get back into it. And it's
incredible.
I'm just waiting on the right time where I'm in the mental clarity of med space. And maybe my kid gets a little older because again, like it's not just like, all right, the late night workouts, working up early. It's also the interrupted sleep. It's the stress of the day on your day job. It's there's a lot of external factors that come into it. But I definitely, when the new Warzone comes out, and I was game planning this with my wife. I really want to hop back into it heavily because I do miss it. And I have booted up the stream and I've said straight up to people like I miss interacting with some of these folks. Yeah, even the trolls that come in, man. There's a part of me that like. That does miss the engagement, even when you get trolls in, man. It's
always a good time. Always a good time.
And that's something that I always, because I've talked to a couple other folks who've asked like straight up, like, what's your advice for when you get into streaming? And I always say 2 things. I say you can't take anything to heart. So if somebody comes into your stream and says, "Hey, you look fat," dude, you can't take that and say you can. If somebody comes in and says you look skinny, oh, you look. I used to get, because my name's MuscleMac, I'd get the whole steroids, tiny dick. Constantly, all the time, and I would, and I love that. I love it when people come in and I say, you know what, I have a tiny dick. I do. And you know what it does to the troll? It's the minute they're like,
when you take that power away from them,
dude.
You switch it.
Takes it away.
You
like
switch it.
I would hear my wife laughing outside the door sometimes because I'd get a troll in and they'd be like, "Oh, tiny dick, what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do got a tiny dick. What's up?" Like, okay. You know,
You want to look at it? Here, I got it.
I'm gonna link my OnlyFans. Yeah.
Subscribe. Seriously, go help me out. Seriously, I'm serious.
But yeah, you can't let it. And I've seen this before too. And I have friends that are pretty successful streamers, and I've seen them like tweet after they had it, and they're like, they tweet about the troll, and they're just like, that really hurt my feelings.
Dude.
And I'm like, dude, you can't let it stick with you. Like you have to understand that
Mhm.
the person behind the keyboard, the reason that they're being aggressive is something is an external factor is not settling well with them. So something's going on.
Yep.
All right. And people come in and go, I mean, I've been probably called every single name in the book, like, and it's like, again, like I said, my name's MuscleMac. I'm going to get that. And I know it's coming. If I were to sit here and try to be like some egotistical, like, oh, MuscleMac, fuck you. Like, it's not going to work.
Danny, I think next time I go on your stream, Danny, I'm going to chat in and be like, hey man, you're looking kind of small today. I think you need to get a lift.
You're like, hey, I was on the Gains and Gaming podcast. I heard you got a tiny dick. You know, can I see it? Yeah, can I? Like, I'm asking for a friend, but they wanted to see a picture. You know what I mean? Cool. You know?
Oh man,
I'm just saying, dude, that's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah. So.
I wanted to say something, man. Listen, even if you didn't want to get it back into streaming, potentially YouTube videos might be good for you. Because I know a lot of people that actually prefer to do YouTube videos, right? That way they can make it whenever they want. You know, the content is always there and people can interact with you in the comment section. So that's, just a potential out there.
That's the train. Yeah, that's the train that I've hopped on lately too, just with not being able to stream during the week anymore because I got my girl. You know, it's like I will take, if I can get her down for like a 2-hour nap, I'm like, sweet. And I'll go record a little YouTube video and upload it because that way my fans are like, boom, there we go. You know what I'm saying?
Engagement.
The engagement. Yeah, no, I think that's great. And, I used to, I was telling Brian this, I think when you were getting water or something, you stepped away. I unplugged all my social medias and all my personal stuff from Twitch. And the reason I do that is because when I was playing in the competitive COD scene, and when you're playing for money and you're playing for these things, it causes people to go a little insane sometimes. People were starting to go to my Instagram, go to my wife's Instagram and talk shit to her, or go to my mom, or go to and I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird.
The toxicity.
Yeah, and so it's
that's pretty bad.
Toxic. It's just like I'm like, okay, I ain't dealing with that. I'm a dad now. And I don't have time. I'm very friendly, but if you cross a certain line, it's like you're good. It's not good.
I'm not gonna lie, Danny, and Warren knows this too. I've recently become a moderator for Warren's channel because I have the ability to do it. I know the guidelines he has, and the moderators have a really, really big job to do in big streams. But to bounce off what you just said there, I agree. I've actually become a little more stringent on like even my chat when people come in. If they're like, we always joke. We always, there's that gray area where we dance across the line. But once you cross it, and it's no, if you're gonna come into my community and start saying that kind of stuff, not only to me but the people in my community, or stuff about my wife or my daughter. I mean, geez, for example, guys, Warren saw this, but I don't know if you saw it, Danny. But people love to see my wife and daughter on my stream. And I'll play some EDM music, and we bring her in, and she's dancing, and she has people love it, the cutest smile, and she's having a good time. She does her little like coos, and she's loving it. She's only 5 months old, and I did a little like 30-second upload on video on YouTube, and I deleted the comment. I usually don't delete comments, but I had a Karen come in like, you cannot do that. That is such bad parenting, and you are a terrible parent for allowing your baby to be danced with on a stream.
Let me tell you something.
And I was like, oh my God. I was like, bye, get the fuck out of here,
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I'm going to tell you one thing, brother. I love TikTok. I hate it at the exact same time because the little kids and the grown adults that have the audacity to comment whatever they want. And listen, brother, they really go crazy sometimes. They go crazy, man. And you have to, as a human being, not try to let that affect you. Try. That's the key word. Try.
Right.
Because sometimes people just try to get the best out of you, man. You know what I mean? And although that platform has helped me so much, right? I'm not going to deny it. It has helped me so much. The amount of trolls that I can get on a regular basis. Like, I expressed my opinion about this streamer. Her name is Nadia. People think that she's VPNing. And I'm like, she's not. She's really not. Like, she's just better than you, and you can't accept that. And that's a hard pill for people to swallow. All of a sudden, now on my TikToks, all I get is Nadia Simp. And people,
Yeah.
And I'm just like, because I told her to keep doing what she's doing, you're doing a great job. This is what I said. I said, keep up the great work, avoid the haters. People are just like, you are a simp for her. And I'm like, listen, I'm married. I don't have time for this bullshit. I don't give a fuck.
I'm married.
I'm like, seriously, man. Like, I don't have time. I don't care. You know what I mean? But all of a sudden, a male is supporting a female streamer. I'm a simp. And I'm just like, you know what? But now I've noticed that it's a good thing. Why? Because I have engagement. And people have said this. They said, listen, for all the negative comments, just leave them alone because your fans will actually defend you. And just leave them alone.
Yep, exactly.
Don't worry. Yep. People know who you are.
I thoroughly agree. I think that I think if you start like what you guys just both said, because I've seen it too with some of our friends, you know, it's like when you take to Twitter or Instagram or whatever you do after your stream, you're like, oh, he was talking shit to me and it made me feel this way and he sucks and I'm good and don't. Like I see the most successful streamers, for example, Waren. I love Dr. Disrespect. I love him. But bigger streamers like him to like Shroud, you know, even Nick Merckx, even other people. It's like, I think part of the reason even people that are really, really small streamers like myself that are doing better is because guess what we don't do? We don't dive into the drama. We don't keep it going. If it happens in the stream, cool. That's where it is and that's where it stays. And then once you're done, don't just ignore it. It's like work, right? You go to work and you focus on work. And then once that clock off comes and you go home, work is at work. Work does not come home. And that's how it should be.
Yep, 100%.
So Danny, so guys, I know we're coming up on time here. I don't mean to cut it short. It's been, God, we've already been going over an hour now. It's been crazy.
Great.
We should do another one. Just the bullshit.
I think we should. This has been really, really fun, and it's only helping too. You know, like giving people, for those of you that are either wanting to get into fitness and know some more stuff, those of you that want to get into streaming and know some more stuff as well. That's the goal, obviously, that we're doing here, and we love doing this. Waren and I have been having a blast. This is episode 6. Danny is our first guest, and I feel like this has been going really well. I really appreciate you coming on, Danny. So thank you so much, guys. I will be linking down, obviously, all of our stuff down below. I'm going to link Danny's Twitch as well, MuscleMac. Go check him out on Twitch. So hopefully when he makes that return, we can have a nice big welcome back for him.
It's coming. It's coming soon.
I love that.
I don't want to fully just like, and again, it's not some big return, but me and my wife got to figure something out.
Oh, it's going to be big, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, baby. Yes, sir.
Muscles, tiny.
It's just like this all goes back to our conversation of like who you meet, and it's just like how you meet folks, and some of the people that come through my chat that are subscribers are some of like my best friends now that I met on Twitch. You know, like talk to them all the time, like they are on my personal social medias, and it's just amazing, like the community that you can build and support yourself with, and
I agree.
Right.
And that's what I miss. And it's funny, you know, talking about the trolls. Like I remember, like when trolls would try to come into my chat, and I remember specifically, like there'd be a couple times where I'd be like, "Oh man, this isn't gonna go good for you," and I just like that's all I said. And I look at my chat, and everyone's just diving into the troll.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh man, you shouldn't have said this." Like,
I'm so sorry for you.
These guys all have, you know, the streamer's back. It's like, what are you doing, man?
Right.
Oh man.
Exactly, man.
Really
I love that.
Today.
I love that. So Danny, before we go real fast, we like to end every episode. Waren and I love to do this. This is kind of our cap. Is we like to do our little tech corner, a little tech talk. So we always usually pick. I'm just gonna leave it for you today. So either I want you to pick either a tech item of your stream, or maybe something in your office that you either love, that you recommend for people to get, and why, or that you just hate, that you regret buying. Please don't get it. Whatever you want to pick, man. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I was going to actually, you know, it's funny because we ran into this earlier in the issue with it, but I was going to say, if you are, especially playing an FPS, a foot pedal to mute and unmute.
Yeah,
it's huge. It's very underrated. I don't think a lot, and it's definitely huge. But you know, it's also a pain when I go type in Brizzy and I hit B and it mutes. I gotta figure that out. That's probably user error.
Right.
But I would say that's actually a huge, and that's been a game changer, at least for me, because you know, as you're playing in Warzone and you're running through a field, you don't want to take off your hands off the controller or the mouse and key, right?
Right.
It's just it's huge, especially if you're controller. I don't know if you guys, I said your mouse and key, but MPX, you're a
controller, yeah.
So for us, it's a pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's definitely a huge piece. So that would be what I would tell people again.
No, and I agree, man. I agree. I actually have a foot pedal, and one thing people ask me all the time is like, "Oh my god, aren't the people annoyed with you? You're literally yelling at the top of your lungs." And I'm like, I'm not yelling at my teammates. You know, I will unmute. I'll mute myself so my teammates can hear me, and I can talk to the chat and like express my whatever's going on. And people are just like, "How do you do that?" And I'm like, "The foot pedal, baby." You know what I mean?
Foot pedal.
Yeah,
foot pedal.
I do need to get one now that I've always seen that and heard that, but now that you guys are talking about it, but it's also because I don't play COD a lot anymore, so I don't really have the need for that. But when I do, it's actually kind of nice. So I think I might pick one. What if you don't mind me asking real fast? Which one do you guys have? Do you have the Elgato one, or which one do you guys have?
I hear the Elgato one's really nice, but it is a little pricey.
Yeah,
I'm going to show you the one that I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to lift it up from here.
That's what.
Okay.
So this is mine right over here.
It looks like mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got mine from Amazon. This is just a foot switch. That's what it's called, a foot switch,
okay.
right? And you can get either
same
one,
thing.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, maybe.
You can either get one or three, right? I got the one. All I needed to do was mute. I mean, if you have three, you're probably using aimbot. But anyway, who the hell am I anyway?
Yeah, with my fifth monitor.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes,
so
sir.
I got one right over here. It's perfect for me. You know what I mean? I think it's great.
I love
and $30 on Amazon.
I love that.
That made me laugh. You mentioned that because I actually got DQ. So I played a 2v2 kill race. I can't even remember the earnings. It was the largest earnings I've ever won in Call of Duty, and I got disqualified for it after we won because I didn't show my task manager. And they wanted to see what was all plugged in because I thought it's so. Yeah. And I guess that was a prereq before the tournaments, right? And it was
damn.
I can't remember which company. It was one of the biggest ones, but so we won, all ecstatic, and then the next day I boot up and I'm on stream playing the next day, and my title was like 2v2 win race. So I was all stoked, right? And somebody comes in and goes, "Hey, you got DQ'd. They're giving the first place to the second place team."
Oh,
and I was like, "Wait, what?
No.
Why?"
Oh, no,
and then they told me, I on stream, somebody told me, and I just lost it.
Yeah.
And of course, like I get accused of cheating, and it's like, dude, I don't even. I use. Everyone's like, "Oh, you use what is it? The Cronus, right?" I'm like, "No, dude." I was like, "I use an elite. I'm an old COD player. I don't even know. I don't even spell Cronus."
Yeah, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah. So it made me laugh
beautiful.
with the foot pedal. So it's like a hate relationship with this thing. But
definitely,
man.
Well, I'm going to pick one up. That's good suggestions. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Danny, what a pleasure having you on today, brother. Thank you so much.
Incredible, man.
Yeah, for taking the time. Appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
We'll have to have you on again. Guys, drop some comments down below if you enjoyed it today. If you have any questions for any of us, please let us know. And don't forget, I'm going to go ahead and link down everybody's, our Twitches, our YouTubes, everything that we can get down there. Go check us out. It would really, really help if you guys could like, share, and support. We love you guys. Waren, Danny, I love you guys. I will see you soon. I'm going to hit the gym, and we'll see you guys later. All right,
brother. Enjoy that. Danny, it was a pleasure meeting you, my man. We'll see you soon.
Let's play soon.
All right, guys.
Absolutely, brother.
Take care, chat. We'll see you guys later.
See you guys.